Hi guys, and welcome to my Canada's Drag Race review series, and we're here for the review of episode 6. And obviously I'm here in Scotland. Like I said, I'm on holiday in the middle of nowhere, so I decided to walk some children in nature, or in other words, do some Canada's review on YouTube in nature outside. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, because there's a little bit of wind going on, there's some bugs, some flies, the sun has just come through the tree, I've got some shade, hey. So I don't know how this is going to go, if it's going to be a hot mess, if you can't hear me on the microphone at times, I don't know. So we're just going to jump straight into the review. I watched it the other day, made some notes, and here we go. But yeah, like, I just thought I'd try something different, and we'll see how this is. I don't know, let me know. But I also just really appreciate if anyone has actually watched this video, because I'm like uploading it 2 weeks later. Like I said, episode 6 and 7 and 8 are going to be a bit delayed. So here we are. If you're here for the ride, then we're... That is a bug. Go away. Shoo. Okay, cool. Looks like a flying ant. Anyway, we'll do a bug count. So first of all, obviously the mini challenge is this mystery caller, mystique, like improv challenge with the ball. And Priyanka's like, oh, okay, so now I can do a redemption from Miss Cleo. Well, we'll see, because yeah, she bombed that. But yeah, they all like slapped on some Anastasia Beverly Hills makeup and it actually looks good. I'm like, okay, come through with the branding. Like, they should use that every episode, because Canada's Drag Race has been looking crusty at times. So I'm just going to whiz through each contestant. Rita, she looked good, her voice was good. Priyanka, who dis? She's like, who dis? Hello, who dis? And she was given personality straight away. She said something about like, have you ever had sex with a ghost? Then they started talking about Ghost, the film with Whoopi Goldberg, and I was like, hang on a minute, my Aiden Zane cameo where she was like, oh, have you ever had spooky sex? Boo. And I'm like, taking me back to that. Alona was shit. That's what I wrote on my notes. Scarlett, said she was waiting for a call. She's not had one for 15 years. Yeah, she was like, I'm like practically unemployed at this point. Boa had a great voice. She was like, boob. Oh my god, what did she say? 4 pairs of boobs for the price of 2 or something, like 4 boobs added. Lemon, oh my god, in that bandana-y thing, she was giving me Pearl again. I'm gonna put the picture on here because her face was giving me Pearl. She's given me Pearl before in the series, I swear. Also, come on, the salt lamp on the table. I was like, oh my god, my cousin Beth has one of them. I'm like, haha, shout out to Beth. But yeah, Jimbo had a good voice, looked good, and Jimbo says she can see more than she thinks, kind of thing. She's like, I can see the mole on you, I can see the da-da-da. And I'm like, hey, when y'all will have seen my cameos by now, but she will have, she said something, she guessed my outfit. She was like, oh, you look good in that star spangled number and skinny jeans and blah blah blah. And I'm like, she hasn't seen this, but she's secretly psychic. She's secretly, but not secretly psychic. Come on, Jimbo. Lemon was good, and she won the mini challenge, which was $1,000 worth of sunglasses. And I'm like, oh my god. First of all, I know I say this every week, but Crystal from UK was there. She was on the other end of the call, and I was like, oh my god. So they all got to see Crystal, because obviously she's like from Canada. Oh my god, there's like a bug on the lens. Get off! Are you kidding? Get off! Oh my god, get off the lens! Yes, got it. Right. So yeah, literally Crystal is there, and I'm like, hang on a minute. She's probably thinking, why is this mini challenge win $1,000? Fuck her drag, right? Fuck UK's drag, right? Once again with the prizes. She's probably sitting there thinking like, for real? I won a Rupita badge? I don't even remember if Crystal won a Rupita badge. I think she did. Maybe? Maybe not. Cheryl didn't. Anyway, so the main challenge was this green screen late night law firm commercial vibe, which when I saw the preview trailer, I was like, oh, it's going to be like green screen individual. No, it was teams. So I'm like, okay, work. So Lemon got to choose the teams. 2 teams of 2 and 1 team of 3. Lemon was almost strategic, because she wanted to work with Priyanka, which is smart, because Priyanka is like good at TV, she knows how to do all that sort of stuff. And it's like, she could have put herself in a team of 3, and she could have put herself in a team of 2. So my thought was like, it was taking me back to Sasha and Shay when they did their kapow foo, but yeah, on season 9 versus, I don't know, because it also reminded me of Nina and Tina, like, yeah, and that literally having withdrawals from when Valentina was eliminated that episode. So yeah, it could have gone either way. And obviously the team of 3 from season 9 was Trinity, Peppermint, and Alexis Michelle, and they did the whole church vibe going on. So yeah, we had Lemon and Priyanka, Scarlett and Alona, and Jimbo, Boa, and Rita were the other teams. Scarlett and Alona were like, sissy. I know they were like friends, but I don't know where the sissy thing came from until this episode. Was it Scarlett? Someone was like, oh, we have to star and write and act and produce this whole thing. And I'm like, girl, sis, like, okay, you're on Drag Race. Like, literally, welcome to my world. I like star, produce, film, edit, everything. Like, hello, like, yeah, welcome to the world. Oh, and they were like affectionately known as Bologna, so it's like Scarlett, Bobo, Alona, Bologna. I don't know. I love Scarlett, not a fan of Alona. I literally was watching them practice and like script it out, and I was like, oh my god, I can literally see Scarlett and Alona being the bottom two. They're like literally gonna be a train wreck. Seriously, I was expecting that. Alona's like, it's not the Hunger Games, you need to calm down. Scarlett's like trying to get them all, like her and Alona would be like, right, we need to script this, it's gonna be good, and Alona's like, oh, calm it, sis, like, it's not the Hunger Games. Yeah, it fucking is. The Hunger Games of drag, the Olympics of drag. If you don't want to be there and put the effort in, yeah, sis, I don't know what you're doing. If you weren't prepared, Alona, you're literally gonna get eaten by those animatronic hologram dogs in the woods. They're just gonna come, yeah. Hunger Games indeed. Happy Hunger Games. Well, Chad Michaels won. So, yeah. Jeffrey walks into the room, and literally at this point now, every time he walks in, I'm scared that people are going to be in the comments like, get him off my screen, get a petition to it, because there is a petition, and I'm like, oh gosh, like, I'm away from the internet, because the internet happened, but I don't know, Rue, right now. But I'm curious how this petition's going, because I think it's a bit harsh. I mean, he is harsh, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I think y'all are gone a bit too far, being like, oh, get him off my screens and blah blah blah. So I'm like scared. Every time he walks in the room, I'm like, oh god, what is he gonna say this time that pisses everyone off? He says Bologna hasn't won a challenge yet. He's like, okay, so this is why I had to mention this, because he was like, so neither of you have won a challenge yet. And I'm like, oh gosh, the comments, they're gonna be like coming for him. Yeah, I was literally like, oh my god, the comments are gonna be like coming for him, being like, how dare they say they've not won a challenge yet? And I'm like, calm down, sis. Literally, Rue comes into the room and says that. She's like, Peppermint, you haven't won a challenge yet. Pheromone, you haven't won a challenge yet. I'm sorry for like all the season 9 references, but I love it, and it's the easiest thing to pick through the Rolodex of Drag Race for me from my memory, because I love that season so much. So it's alright when Rue comes in. I'm just assuming that y'all are like full on criticizing Jeffrey for saying you haven't won a challenge yet. Well, that's not that harsh, because I literally am sitting here doing my reviews, my reactions, and I'm like, you haven't won a challenge yet. I'm at perfect liberty to say that, because that is the facts are facts. Canada, America, Europe, the world, the solar system, facts are facts. They haven't won a challenge. It's not really unfair to point that out, in my opinion anyway. So I'm just preempting people criticizing Jeffrey. Oh my god. And I really wish I had reacted to this episode, because I'm like sitting here thinking of all these like funny things as I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh my god. He said did he not say something, do something to fucking pop, like, or like to pop on the challenge, to be like, right, wow, we need to pop in this challenge? And I was like, oh my god, yes, pop like soju, sis. So Rita Baga was talking about something to do with the clubs, because their team was very much like, we are lawyers for bachelorette parties at gay clubs for the drag queens, so like if the drag queens are feeling like victimized and stuff, and something about Rita getting a finger in the hole, and I'm like, that can't happen these days. Have you not heard of social distancing? Like, literally, I'm like, hang on a minute. I couldn't imagine. I mean, hey, story time. When I was in a club one time, no, I was literally in a queue to get a drink, and somebody just grabbed my bum. I was 17. I was like, they were like, oh, let me stand up. I was just stood in the queue, and they were just like, and I was like, excuse me, I didn't know what to do. I was just like kept myself to myself. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you that. So I'm like, hey, how can you get your, I don't know. But yeah, literally the rules were, do not touch without consent. I actually wrote with consent, typo. Get off the stage, which is true. Y'all, I hope you've seen the videos with Courtney Act and Detox and other queens. Hey, don't get in that space. Be respectful. It's a safe space for everyone. So if you're respectful to the queens and the LGBTQ members, then you are welcome and everyone is welcome and it's a safe place for all. We would hope for the most part, because we will get into Boa's story very soon. Priyanka was once again saying poom poom, and I'm like, what is this? I don't get it. 2 weeks in a row now, I don't get it. So Lemon split. When she did that on the green screen, she like split and then she rose up again, and then she was like, I don't know how I do that. Like seriously, I was watching that, I was like, hang on. Stacey was confused, Lemon was confused, I was confused, Peppermint was confused, we're all fucking confused as to how Lemon did that. We want to know. Like, I was gagged. Boa, this is something that I really need to say, and it's no shade to anyone. Boa got her line wrong, and she's like, okay, no problems, yeah, cool, we'll do it, boom, bish. Right, here is something I've noticed with Drag Race in the last couple of years, is when people are being given the critique during these sort of acting challenges, they're like, yep, got it, cool, done, boom. I think Raja O'Hara was like that on the choreography. She was like, yep, I'll take the note, do it, cool. I think people are scared to come across a certain way now. They are not wanting to be that clapback queen, being like, oh, hang on, I got you, okay, I got it the first time. Like, people are literally being so pleasant with it now because they don't want to get the hate, and I appreciate that. I'm not throwing anyone, but I do feel like that stems from Nina Bonina Brown with season 9, because she was one of the last ones that I can remember, because obviously we've had season 10, 11 and 12 since then, and there hasn't been many clapbacks to it that I can think of. Let me know in the comments below if you can think of any other ones, but Nina was specifically like, the girl to boy ratio blows. The girl to boy, see, I can't even do it now. The girl to boy ratio blows. The girl to boy ratio, the girl to boy, blah, exactly, I literally can't. So it kind of just takes me back to that when she was doing the 90210 acting challenge, and they were like, she hates you, she's gonna key your car. Like, the girl to boy ratio blows. And also when she was Black China, when she wasn't Black China, she was doing the choreography rehearsals in Todra Hall, and Nina was like, I got you, anyway. I feel like people aren't wanting to do that anymore. I just really needed to say that. Oh my god, Jimbo absolutely was killing this. She went in the green screen, she's like, it's my special day. I'm not shouting in nature. I'm filming in nature, but I'm not shouting in nature. But I would have done that. I was living for Jimbo on that. Being like, it's my special day. Bitch, with the face you painted, if you got that face, it's your only, one and only special day. Bologna forgot about their props. They were so prepared. They were like, cool. And then it's, could you imagine if that was me in rehearsal? Like, if I was like preparing everything meticulously and then I'd forgotten one little element of props that we were allowed to use, I would have been stressed. They seemed to be doing quite well though. They were getting a bit physical, and then Alona was going to spit in Scarlett's face. Yeah, she was literally going to spit in her face, and it was like, right, we're doing this one take, we got to get it right. I was like, first of all, no. I don't want to do that. But it was also taking me back to Nina and Tina with Beat Me Bitch and other ones. I can't think of other ones where they literally get physical. Eureka hits someone, Miss Cracker, with a book in season 10. Okay, so then we're in the workroom chatting about the whole thing where drag queens are not play toys, and I totally appreciate that. This is like, I just think it's awful if this goes down, seriously. Like, bachelorette parties that like touching the queens, like, have y'all not heard Rue? Drag is not a contact sport. Yeah, literally. So I'm like, look at, drag is not a contact sport. Like, did nobody listen to Rue on that episode? Seriously, I feel like if you're a queen on stage and people are like bachelorette parties, like drunk, like whatever, I'm just like, you need to know your place, but you need to just like sit down and calm down and not be the center of attention, even if you are like getting married. Like, I don't know, you need to respect boundaries, you really do. So unfortunately we hear the story from Boa saying how she got beat up, robbed and held down. She took someone home and they were like, tell me where your wallet is or I'm gonna kill you. And I'm like, that's awful, it really is. Yeah, so they were literally like, tell me where your wallet is or I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, Jesus, she was covered in blood when she woke up. Like, I'm literally scared. I'm never fucking going out again. Like, even after quarantine, I'm like, I don't want. You gotta be careful with who you bring home. There's some absolute psychos out there. Seriously, I'm not even sorry for saying that. It's awful. It really is. Like, that is freaking scary. The community, you'd think, would be like support each other, but you know that there's some absolute trash in our community, unfortunately. But she did say she uploaded the picture of her all beat up, and everyone was like, oh my god, like rallied around. They set up a GoFund her. Sometimes, like, from that, I'm just like, I love our community so much that we can do that. That is the good part, seriously. As much as we have like the negative and the violence, there is like some absolute amazing people out there as well, so you got to remember that and stick to that. And then they were talking about drag queens being the mascots of the queer community, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. They shouldn't be seen as jokes. I mean, like, if they're all dressed up, makeup, whatever, it depends, because obviously drag has come a long way over the last few years. There is a mixture, totally different, various sort of genres now, not just Bianca Del Rio as a clown. Like, you've got like clowns, so fair enough, like, you don't want to see them as a joke, but it's like, okay, you've got clowns, you've got like dancers, singers, actors, literally every challenge you can think of on Drag Race. You've got like ballroom queens, pageant queens, everything. It's absolutely amazing, the variety that we have. So I can understand in a way, it's like, wow, they are like these 7-foot dressed up like mascots for the community, which is, it's cool and fun, and they're always there at Pride and can perform and all that sort of thing in the bars and stuff. So it's, in a way, yeah, maybe. Just don't tell Rouge she's a drag queen. So the runway was denim on denim on denim on denim on denim on denim, I think. Denim on denim. I'm going to rattle through these dead quick. I'll put the pictures as usual. Scarlett's, I was like, yes. Alona, decent in the sense that it was better than Monet's denim, like, denim chaps, and I'm like, oh, but then the ass, it was like, I don't know what possessed a person, but hey. Bo actually came up with the fringe wings, and I was like, oh my god, I was literally gagging and living when I saw that. I don't care what the judges say, it wasn't obviously as good as like Courtney Act's wings, but the idea that that's what it was, of course it's gonna look a bit cheap and whatever, because it's literally fringed denim. I mean, hello, it was good, it was creative, I loved it. Denim devil, that's what I was getting. I was like, oh my god, she's literally like the denim devil. I love it. Jimbo, oh my, I'm deceased, I'm literally, I can't. Her denim look, amazing. The best on the runway with the red ponytail. I mean, at this point, I just couldn't expect anything less from Jimbo anyway. Oh my god, I was living. Seriously. Rita's was decent. She was giving me wind. Rita's was decent. It was giving me pink. She was obviously taking off the layer. She had the hair. It was very pink. I was like, fierce. Priyanka was decent, but the judges did say it was a bit plain, especially this far in the game. What I thought was interesting was that she had blue and ginger hair, and I'm like, that's not the first time she's come out with blue and orange as a theme. And Brooklyn the same. So Brooklyn and Priyanka both did blue and orange twice on the show. Not necessarily the same time, but hey, the first time they did it together. But I picked up on that. Lemons, I thought was super cute. She did the walk really well. Stacey clocked that, but they also weren't living for her look. And I was like, maybe, like, I don't know. I loved the yellow hair. I loved how it was like yellow and blue together. It was very neon yellow hair. I loved it. So onto the green screen. Bologna was decent and funny. Yeah, they did really well. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be bad, but they pulled it out. I almost feel like they didn't need to do the spit moment because they already had all the hitting and there was so much going on. Almost like, maybe don't include that. Jimbo's team was funny. What I was getting, there was a part where I was like, in Espanol, because Rita was like basically just not repeating everything in French, but there was a moment of that and I was like, okay. What she said. I was a little bit confused by Priyanka's team, the Puss Protectors, because it was almost like backwards, being like, yeah, give us a ring, we'll steal your money and not help you. I didn't quite get it. I think they were going for like, because they're almost like scams and cons on these phone-in things, playing up on that, but I was still a bit like, you're not going to persuade anyone to ring. I don't know, I was a bit confused. But yeah, they literally were loving Jimbo's look. They said it was like Club Kid realness, which I agree. Oh my god. Right, the Puss Protectors, they were like, sue me. The judges were like, that was the funniest quote, blah, 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 and I'm like, I'm waiting to go back home and watch Nina Bonina's Raw View, because I'm like, I'm waiting to see what she says about that. Like, oh my god, like, not stealing her tagline, seriously. Tom the judge, I don't know who he is. First of all, what was that look? I'm not being judgmental for what someone wears, although I guess I kind of do that on this channel because that's the main point of watching Drag Race. Hello, sort of. But yeah, he literally was stood on the stage, t-shirt tucked in here and hanging out the other half. I'm like, You on TV. You on a national, international stage of Drag Race right now with millions of viewers, and we critique fashion. I don't know what dumpster he walked out of, but hey. What was interesting and funny about him though is that he literally rang his mum when they were talking about Boa's wings and was like, "Hey mum, do you remember that look that I did? And can you show me a picture? Like, hey, could you imagine if you did that in front of Root? Root would be like, cancel, bitch, this is my show and it's all about me. You can't do that." Props for them letting them do that though. I thought it was quite cool. So Jimbo did really well. Her performance was amazing. Her look was amazing. And then Jeffrey was like, "Welcome to the competition. You've come now." And Brooke was like, I want to challenge you to keep surprising us. Now, this is what I have to say on this. One, welcome to the competition. She's been here since day one because I was amazed by her every single time. And keep surprising us. She has surprised me every week with her amazingness every time. Like, I'm not like thinking, wow, this is a new thing where I'm just being surprised and wowed by her now. Like, so I wasn't really a fan of that critique. They said Lemons was awful, and I was like, I don't sometimes get fashion, because sometimes you're like, what is it meant to be? Because Valentina's half-baked vibe on All Stars 4, I wasn't too sure. But Lemons almost looks like editorial, like it's very like mismatched, like different, like thrown together, but maybe it's unique. I don't know, it's kind of hard to critique. Yeah, I get that it kind of did look a hot mess in a way, but it still was interesting, and it was kind of like couture because it was different. I don't know, maybe. And then Brooke was like, "Why don't you do this, this, and this, and this, and just basically change your whole outfit, sis?" And it was almost like she was describing that look she did with the orange and the denim, with the bag, the purse. I was like, okay. So they were like, right, who should go home? Oh yeah, oh my god. Oh, okay, so here we go. They were like, at this point in the competition, who do you think should go home? And I'm like, so Scarlett, Alona, Boa and Jimbo said Lemon. Now we'll get back to that. Rita said Alona, Priyanka said Alona, and Lemon said Alona. So basically they all said Alona or Lemon. Scarlett started this off with Lemon saying that she didn't know what to say, so she wanted to say Lemon because her look was the weakest on the runway. Now I think that was a major cop-out, for reals, because we always say that the runways like works for like 10% of the judging and the rest is the challenge. They all did so good on this challenge, I have to say, so I did find it would be hard to critique and work out who would go in the bottom. It might have had to be based on the runway, but they all just followed suit after that. Alona, Boa and Jimbo were like, yep, Lemon. I'm like, The other three were correct though by saying Alona, because I did feel like they were all good in the challenge, but Alona maybe struggled a little bit more so. But across like the whole series with her track record, it's the worst out of all of them. So I thought I would have said Alona. I just thought it was a bit of a cop-out saying Lemon for her look. She even goes into this backstage on Untucked and says whose outfit was the worst wasn't the question. So I'm like, say it. I literally agree. I didn't really understand what happened about Alona being like, I don't know, Lemon was like, oh, I'm getting these vibes from you, Alona, that you're being like cold with me. And Alona's like, well, you're a twink, and yeah, everything I wish is like, everything I wish I was. And I'm like, like, I'm like, don't start being like, oh, I wish I was Lemon, and like, don't just be yourself, sis. I really didn't understand that. So because of that, she's like scared to talk to her and didn't really want to be friends with her. I don't know. I didn't really get it. I don't know. A few of them were saying like she's not coming across as genuine. I was a bit like, maybe you don't say everything on the show. Like, I don't know. We'll see. So Rita Baga won the challenge, and I know I say this every week, and she totally deserved to win. Although I did actually think Jimbo should. I do think Jimbo should have won, but I'm okay with Rita winning. Not her winning 3 challenges. Wow. In 6 weeks. This is the bit that gagged me. Oh my god. She literally won a custom designed wardrobe valued at $10,000. What is this? All Stars like lip sync winnings or something? Like, that is a lot of money for a main challenge win, especially when you compare it to a Rupita badge. But yeah, I genuinely think Jimbo should have won, to be fair. So the bottom 3 was Boa, Lemon and Alona. I was so glad that Lemon was safe, but it could have been Boa or Lemon in the bottom. Alona 100%. But yeah, I didn't really know the lip sync song. I can't remember who it was, but I kind of recognized it secretly, but not secretly. Yeah, Boa did the performance and she was moving around, but she did kind of look like she was giving up. She was like, even at the start, she was just like, meh, meh, meh. Alona stayed in that same spot for the entire time, but she still did good. She won the lip sync and stayed. I feel like maybe she didn't move because of her critique for her ass chaps. I was like, she doesn't want to show that off any more than she has to anymore, and I'm like, fair. That's why I feel like she wasn't moving. Brooklyn was like, you're the bitch on arrival, but you're a star on departure, and I'm like, ah, like that could have been her exit line, but I can't even remember what her exit line was, to be fair. But yeah, I'm sad to see her go. I actually really enjoyed watching Boa. I thought she had some crazy, creative, mad looks that I loved seeing each week. And I got a fabulous cameo from her. And yeah, it's sad to see her go. I really thought she might go a bit further. So it's actually mad that we're now at top 6. We have a really fierce top 6. I am enjoying this season so much. I did write maybe get rid of Alona and then it's a fierce top 5. I feel like, I don't know, I could really see Scarlett being top 4, but I think Rita has done so well sneakily, like surprisingly just sneaking on up in there, winning 3 challenges, and I've not even barely noticed her. My favourites are Jimbo, Lemon, Priyanka and Scarlett. So that would be my top 4. I feel like Alona's next to go. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Lemon's very like blue hydrangea, like I love her. She might come 5th, she might come 4th. I don't think she's going to be top 3. I don't know. So that is pretty much it for this video. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up. If you did, let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. I know, like I say, this is obviously a lot later than when I first watched it being uploaded kind of thing. And I will do episode 7 as soon as I can get it edited and up. Maybe it's in a few days. And then episode 8 as soon as possible. And we're close to the final even now. So it's dead exciting. Really loving it. Great show. Like I say, let me know all your thoughts and let me know what you guys think. Like, I will be doing Scotland vlog, so stay tuned for that. I probably will upload it maybe after the final of Canada, just so that it keeps Canada all together, and then do my vlogs. But let me know if you want to see more children in nature walking, because hey, it wasn't as bad as I thought. It's a lovely day. A little bit of I mean, the sun's come through now, like suddenly the sun came through. Whew. But yeah, seriously, this was new, doing the chair and getting it all set up and whatnot. So I hope you enjoyed the view and the view. But yeah, seriously, I will see you very soon for more Canada's Drag Race and more videos. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.
Well, hello Sean, it's Jimbo from season 1 of Canada's Drag Race. And a little birdie told me you thought I was Trey. Ooh, and what do you think I'm trading, huh? Maybe trade in these tits for a peek at the old refrigerator? I'm hungry. What can I say? I'm a gal who loves snacks. Big, juicy snacks.
Oh, cool.